Hello, my name is Nick, and this is a guitar. It's a musical instrument that takes a long time to master or become proficient. It takes a lot of hours, dedication, and just brain space to try to figure out and make it sound good. I'm not sure if you can see, but there are calluses on the tips of my fingers from playing guitar, pressing against the steel strings over and over again for hours every day throughout a week. It puts a lot of pain and pressure on here, but my fingers become numb to it with time. So as with all musical instruments, we are able to play songs and express ourselves through them. And even if you're not an instrumentalist or have studied how to play guitar or piano from a young age, there's something we can all learn from music itself. Music helps with many things, and a few of those are people's memory, creativity, and communication. Firstly, music, and specifically playing music, helps with cognitive abilities. Musical training can help people with executive brain functions, including inhibition, working memory, flexibility, monitoring, and planning. There have been studies over the last 20 years that have shown musical instruction effectively helps people carry out task-associated spatio-temporal skills and increases visual spatial memory. That's a lot of words, but I promise you, music can do those things. When we hear songs, we often associate them with certain things or moments in our life. This is a common example of the memory effect that music has. Personally, I have memories with a lot of songs, one of those being Justin Bieber's Baby, which came out in the 2000s. And the reason that I have a memory attached to this is because every single day when I would walk to school with my friends, one of my friends, James, would play this song on his phone, and he would sing all the words every single day on repeat. I don't think he ever played a different song for like a year that we would walk to school. And it was about 20 to 30 minutes that we would walk. So I got pretty acquainted with this song. But now, every time I hear it, that's what I think of, which is really cool because music can link us to old moments that are either good or bad, which I think is a beautiful thing, even in sad or hard moments of our life. Music is also, as we know, a form of self-expression. If you watch any video of a musician talking about their music or their craft, they will almost always mention that their music is a way of expressing themselves. Music is a huge part of church and the Christian life, and we worship God through singing songs because God is creative, because in fact He created everything. He created creation itself. And so I think music is a great expression of how we can worship Him and come back to that creative side that He's given us and implemented in us. Personally, I play guitar in church, and for me, it's easier to be creative and express myself through the instrument rather than through speaking or singing even in certain situations. Music allows expression and communication without needing words, which I think is a really cool thing. We've all heard a song, right, that has made us feel a certain emotion, whether it was happy or sad or something else. And this is an example of the emotional communication that happens through music. Here's a quick example of that. I'm going to play a few chords in a chord progression, and hopefully you'll get a feeling of an emotion. So firstly, here we go. So hopefully you got more of a darker, kind of sadder feeling out of that. And that is because I played in the key of G. I played a 6 chord, which is a minor chord, a 2 chord, also a minor chord, a 4 chord, which is a major chord, and then the 3 chord, which is also minor. So typically, major chords seem happier or brighter, and minor chords are sadder and darker. That's why me playing 3 out of the 4 chords minor sounded a little bit darker of a theme. Here's a different example that will hopefully sound a little bit brighter and happier. So hopefully you got a kind of brighter and happier thought out of that, because in the key of G, I played a 1 chord, which is major, being G. I played a 4 chord, which again is major, a 5 chord, or I went back to the 1 chord, then I played a 5, which is major, and then I went back to the 1 to resolve it on that kind of happy and home kind of feeling there. So hopefully that was a good representation that you understood of how music and the chord changes and notes related to each other can create emotion and instill that in us. So I've heard of music referred to as a universal language, because even though we may not understand certain lyrics in a song, or it could be a song from a different country, and their language is completely different to ours, we have no idea what they're saying. The music itself and the chords, the notes chosen, are able to convey the message and feeling of the song, which I think is a really cool thing that I really appreciate and love about music. The act of playing music with others also allows for a form of communication that seems to me almost to be entirely mental. I'm not sure fully how it works, but I've seen musicians that are able to communicate thoughts and ideas to each other in a moment and receive confirmation from one another without saying a word at all. So for example, the guitar player and the bass player will be next to each other, and one will look at the other and kind of like give them a nod, and it's like all just on the same brain wave and wavelength that they're able to communicate these ideas and play off of each other in a really cool way. I've only seen that kind of thing in musical genres and situations. So overall, music is an amazing tool that is used for many things. It can help with recalling memories, conveying emotions and thoughts, as well as being a form of self-expression and creativity. Speaking can be more difficult for some people, like me personally, just uncomfortable. And music might be the alternative way that they feel capable of communicating their thoughts and feelings. Thank you.